Good evening, everyone. Good evening. My name is Kelvin Reed. Welcome to Journey to Become Wealthy. You guys joining. Hope that you can leave me a like or subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the bell so that you get all notifications when I post videos. Today is day 41 on the Journey to Become Wealthy. And just as a recap, I want to talk about the different types of investing strategies, right? Because I think it's more important now during a bearish year than ever, right? Because you have to trade a little differently. You have to use a different mindset when trading, right? So I call it the three different types of investors. Of course, there are more. However, the primary three that I think are very important are day traders, swing traders, and long-term investors, right? So you got day traders, swing traders, and long-term investors. Day trading and swing trading is for the short term, right? So day trading is pretty much making trades within the same day. Sometimes it happens within minutes, seconds, hours, but it all happens within the same day, right? Those are day traders. Day traders are looking to make a fast profit on the up or downside, And then you have swing traders. Those are people who buy things in one day, they hold it for a day, a few days, or however long it takes, just for usually not very long, no longer than a week or so, and they trade for on profits, right? So an example matter of fact, let me go back. An example of a day trader. A day trader, again, somebody trades in a day within seconds, minutes, or hours. A day trader, say for instance, I bought Apple today on the open today. It opened at 171. It went up to 174. Say for instance, I bought 100 shares at 171. I made $300. Once it went up to 174, I sold out. And that happened literally within a couple of hours. That was a day trade. So let's go back to swing traders. I'll tell you, swing traders hold for days, a week, usually at the most a couple of weeks sometimes. And they look to make profits within the short term. These are both short-term investing strategies. Swing trader, for instance, yesterday I bought an Apple call and I sold it that day. That was a day trade. However, if I was going to swing that, I'd have bought it yesterday when it came back down, when it was low, and I would have sold on today when it hit the high of 174, right? So I bought it yesterday while it was low, and I planned on selling it within the next day or two when it got high and was profitable. So that is a swing trade. I trade within the next day. And then you have your long-term investors. Those are those of us who hold stocks for weeks, months, years. And the strategy that I prefer is the long-term and swing trade. But again, long-term traders, investors, are those who hold stocks for weeks, months, or years. So that means you tend to invest in companies that you believe in. You do your proper research, and you buy those companies and you plan to hold them as long as they're profitable. Of course, we're not getting married to any plays, any stocks. However, a company like Apple, again, I like Apple as a good example because it is a great company to invest in. Or Goldman Sachs, another company that has been profitable year over year, another great company to invest in. You guys know those are on our list, right? Those are in our portfolio. We got companies like Goldman Sachs, Apple, Wells Fargo, Tesla, and these are all solid companies that we like to invest in, that we plan on holding for the long term. So the long term means, hey, I plan on holding this company for 5 years, maybe a year, months, until it's profitable, while it's profitable, and I'll eventually take profits out of it, whether it's dividends or just selling the stocks for that profit. However, that's long term investing, right? So the reason why I think these strategies are important to know right now, because you have many people who are so used to the short term money. Again, I know I mentioned yesterday the instant gratification that you get from making a play or from winning or making a day trade. You get instant gratification. However, through a market like this, a bearish market, it is very important to be able to change that mindset to where you can become a long-term investor. You invest in a good company. So yesterday, really the past 3 or 4 days, aside from today, we saw the market coming down or pretty much flat, right? And that may have made a lot of people anxious or nervous to get in or get out of a play. Even I made a mistake on one. I thought I was up. I chose the wrong stock, and I sold it too soon. I hadn't made not even 10%. I was up 5% on it, and I sold it. That was an accident, right? But I'm a long-term investor. I chose the wrong company to get out of on accident. But I did make that up by waiting until it came back down. And I bought it back in. So It's important because in a bearish market, you'll see many of these companies coming down, and that means we get them at a discount. So we may end up holding these companies for 3 months, 6 months, a year. For me, I plan to hold majority of my long-term plays for at least 5 years because I plan to see great returns on most of these companies that I'm talking about or that I'm investing in. I plan on holding them for several years and making a profit. However, I do plan on making money in the short term as well. So during this market, we have to remember, let's not be so quick to jump into the news, right? Because I have a friend that lost some money. He was quick to jump in. He was anxious. Oh, he saw GameStop running up based on the news that they were going to get into crypto and NFTs. And he got in there, right? He got in there as it was going up. And sure enough, as soon as the market came open, that joker came down. And he was in a rush. He was scrambling to get out of this play. He lost a few. Lost a few dollars, probably not a lot, 10%, 20% on it, but still, that is a loss that we are trying not to take, right? Those are losses we're trying not to take. So if he really believed in GameStop, and actually paid attention to the technicals and things like that, he would have held on to it and waited for it to come back up. That is a good thing about being a long-term investor. We have the patience and the time to hold onto our company. We have the patience and the time to hold on to companies that we actually invest in and that we believe in. So I just wanted to elaborate on that because, again, I know many of you are new investors and you think that it's just supposed to be quick money day after day, and that is not the case. This is a game of patience. A majority of this game is patience, right? Waiting on the right time, paying attention to the right things, not being in a rush to jump in or jump out of a play. And oftentimes it is hard to separate the emotion from business, right? So that is important when you're a long-term investor. You have to take the emotions out of it. You have to be willing to watch your dollar drop and watch it come back. I mean, it literally happens like that. You can see yesterday, the stock market came down all day, and the last hour of the day, every dollar, it returned every dollar. So that's important, right? Because those people who may have panicked midday yesterday, they probably sold low and they bought back high, and they may have made some money today because things went up a good percentage. I mean, still pretty flat, but they made some good gains. So it's important to actually keep those things in mind. So now that I got that out the way, let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about what the futures have for us, right? Let's check out the futures because I made a good prediction on that. You guys if you watched the video last night, you saw that I predicted based on the past 3 days being so bearish that today would definitely see a profitable day. Now that does not mean that this isn't a bull flag. A bull flag is when the market fakes you out. It shows all signs of strength and buying power, and it goes up to the moon, and then the very next day it bottoms back out to where it was its previous lows or lower, if not lower. So we had to be cautious of days like this, right? We saw red for a week straight, and now all of a sudden we get a green day. And I know we had Jerome Powell's Fed news today, but there wasn't really anything positive that I got from the message saying that, hey, it's okay to be a green market. Let's go in here and buy. I still saw the same news that we've been getting as far as Fed interest rates and how the Feds were going to try and lower inflation by doing these interest rate hikes and things of that nature. So I did not see anything that would have made me just want to, hey, let me go buy up the boat, right? So let's check out the futures today and let's see if we can make, again, you can never predict the market either. So the thing, you could say it's luck. However, I'm looking at the technicals and making my decisions based on that. And even then, because I'm a long-term investor, I'm buying companies that I believe in, and I don't mind watching them drop. I don't mind seeing them lose a few dollars here and there or whatever the case may be, because I know that these companies are going to return to their glory. All right, so let's check this out, right? Let's check out the futures. This is just a quick review because I know you guys at this point you should be able to do the same thing I'm doing every night or in the morning if you so please. But I try and drop it at night, though I give you guys plenty of time to come in here and check it out if you so feel like it. So the Dow is up 0.51%, S&P 500 up 0.92%, and the NASDAQ up 1.41%. Now we know that's major, right? Because it's been dropping every day, again, for the past 3 days. Our pre-market movers. Look at this, 16% gain on IDX Corp, 15% on Celanese Corp, I mean, these are tech plays, I'm pretty sure. And look at the low side, only down 1.7%, only down 1.67%. And this is Eli Lilly, I think, is one of the medical companies that we have been looking at that's really been making some pretty massive gains. So we see these things, and again, this to me does not signal another green day. This looks more to me like a fake out, but I can't be sure of that, right? There's no way for me to be sure of that outside of checking out the market with you guys on tomorrow. We'll be looking at it together. Even the Hang Seng is up 2.12%. Again, that is major. We love to see that, right? That is positive news for us. A lot of you may have made money today. Hopefully you've been investing in some of the companies investing with me. Again, I cannot tell you what to buy or sell because I am not a financial advisor. However, I think the companies that I have been mentioning have been fairly profitable lately. And I hope you guys are seeing some of that profit. Hopefully you guys are seeing some of those gains and learning how to read these charts so that you are able to make money on the daily. Let's check out the Russell. The Russell up 1.05%. So pretty much every indices was up on today. Pretty much every indices. Now this could have been a correction. It could have been coming down so heavy that things are finally like, okay, let's come back to what we owe. Let's go back up to our valuation prices. However, again, it has already been predicted that this is going to be a bearish market. So we just have to be aware of that. We have to keep that news in mind. So let's see if we got any news, right? Let's see if we got any news as far as the futures. Stock futures are flat at the S&P 500. Snaps a 5-day slide. Again, I don't see it being flat. You guys saw the gains that I saw, right? We saw 1.41% in the NASDAQ and 1.05% in the Russell. Those are some of the biggest gains we've seen for a week now, I think. U.S. stock futures poised to open slightly lower on Monday. That was 2 days ago. Two foreign patriots. So yeah, I don't see anything here that makes me feel like I should be confident in the market making a great boom tomorrow on Wednesday. I don't see any news that tells me that. So let's check out the stock market heat map, right? As I said, pretty much every sector is green. Every sector is green. We haven't seen this like this since the last time where we got another bull flag, right? It ran up after the Fed news, after Jerome Powell spoke the last time. The market ran up, and with the news of the Fed interest rates and everything, market ran up, skyrocketed. And guess what? The very next day, it took back everything that it gave. So we just have to be very aware of that. You guys can come in here and check out some of those. The ones that I'm most proud of is PayPal on today, gained 4.68%. And Goldman Sachs made me pretty proud. It gained 0.97%. And hopefully you guys are in it with us. Baba gained 3%. Again, one that I'm proud of. JD.com. We mentioned this one several times. And I'm really thinking it's about time that I actually do an evaluation on it. So I think I'm going to look into JD.com. And Amazon was up. Let's not forget Google. We like Google as a play, and we like Facebook as a play. So many of the companies that we like and are invested in or have been investing in for this journey so far are pretty green on the day, and they're up green pretty good. That 3%. Baba's been running up pretty much every day and holding at the 127 line, I want to say. And PayPal's actually been taking a beating, but it was good to see it run up 4.68% today. That makes me feel like it wants to take back what it was owed. Some of the money was owed. And I actually have an average of, I want to say $208 on this, an average. So I'm down on it. However, I know PayPal is a long-term banger. PayPal is going to be one of those companies that is going to take over in the financial credit services market because the new age, right? Technology, the metaverse, able to do all these different things with PayPal, transfer money, crypto. It's one of the top leaders as far as transfer money, like Coin and Square and Block and all those different companies. PayPal is definitely going to be a leader in that sector, I believe. So that's why I'm investing into it. If you guys want to invest into it, do your due diligence, do your research, do your technical analysis. The same things I've been teaching you guys every day. Get in here and check that out. JD.com, I think that's something I'm going to provide for you guys tomorrow. We're going to take a deeper dive into that on tomorrow and see if it's worth getting into. See if it's at a buy zone for us. As a matter of fact, I may do that tonight so I can have something for you guys in the morning to actually look at and look forward to making money. However, after running up 10% on today alone, that would make me a little skeptic as far as getting in it again on tomorrow. And we can probably check out Webull tonight. Matter of fact, I may check it out if I don't want to go too long in this video tonight because it's kind of late. Crypto heat map. Even crypto is seeing a green day. And again, we know that crypto moves with the market. We know that crypto moves with the market, right? So the market is green, crypto's green. Ethereum back up to $3,235. Bitcoin back up to $42,668. Again, buy zone, in my opinion, under 46 because it always come back to that range. However, it's at 42, and it could come back down as low as 30. I know I showed you guys a chart not long ago where Bitcoin came all the way down to 30, and within a week or two, it was back at $60,000, $50,000. So if you guys can average down, or again, I try and tell you 3 times, buy in your first position. When it comes down a little bit more, you get your second position. It comes down even more, you wait for a big drop, and you put in your third. That's when you load the boat, because you want to get it as low as possible, and you want to make sure you get in there so that you don't miss the ride back up. Of course, you want to buy it at good entry prices and everything else. That's why we do our research and our evaluations. Shiba Inu up 2.83%. Mana up 4.14%, although it's giving back a lot of money. It was sitting at $3 last week. Sandbox up 7.46%, which also gave back some money. It was at $5 last week. So Crowcoin up 2.95%, 0.46 cent. So again, these are all looking pretty good. I mean, they're all looking good and bouncing back. So I've been talking to you guys for a minute. Let's do a quick review of JD.com, right? And I think the ticker symbol is JD. Yep, JD.com, ticker symbol. And let's see. This thing says a month chart. Don't look like it. Not looking like it. Let me see if I can zoom out on here. Yep, zoom out on here. Pull this down and let's check it out, right? Look at this thing. It's gone as high as $108.29. But it's also been as low as $19.21, and that was that says December 2018. So I'm not trying to go back that far, right? Let's check out a week. 2020, 30-minute chart. Okay, I must be changing something incorrectly. Let's go. We're gonna try and get a month, right? A month on the low side, $62. On the high side, $78.58. It's almost back at its month high, right? 6 months. 6 months, $92.69. Right now it's sitting at $76.76. And the 6 months has been as low as $61.65. So let's see what StockCharts.com has to say for us about JD. It is currently sitting at 57. Again, we like our RSI, our relative strength index, between 30 and 50. Let's check out our 100-day moving average. 100-day moving average on this is $77.56. So that means within the past 100 days, people have been willing to pay $77.56 for this. So that makes it in a good entry price as far as the past 100 days. And it may go back up to this greatness of $92. And we'll go check out and see what analysts think the price should be at. The 200-day moving average on this is $75.84. A beautiful thing about this is we see here, it was just at $62.50. So let's see when it came down to 62. It came down to 62 on the 4th. On the 4th, it was down at $62. So you've already made $14 per share if you bought this on the 4th or the 5th of this month. The 5th of this month. You'd have already made $14 per share if you bought into here. Again, I know Kathy Woods actually sold some of her shares. ARK Investment. And I showed you guys that news. However, look at it. Apparently, this is a solid company because it came back up. Okay, so we see it a good buy price according to the 100-day moving average is 77, but I would rather trust that 75, especially seeing that it was just down to 62. 6 days ago? Just down to 62 6 days ago. So I would definitely be looking to get it a little lower than the $75 range. Let's see JD's price stock prediction. Let's see what CNN has for us, right? CNN has for us. And I like CNN money. Again, there are many other companies out there. On the low side, they give this a price prediction of 16.5%. The median, which is that's a gain, right? On the median side, 34.3% gain. And on the high side, 59.2% gain. So that's really good. But again, we're in a bear market, right? So we have to know that there's a possibility that you can buy this thing and it may never come back. It may or may not hit the mark, right? It may or may not hit the mark. So you have to be very careful of this, right? Have to be very careful of this. Let's see what this thing's about. And again, JD.com is very similar to Baba or Amazon, and it's in the NASDAQ, just for those of you who see it. So you just have to pay attention to this type of stuff, right? It's very similar to Amazon and Baba. So for those of you who are interested in companies like that, JD.com may be a third option for those of you who want to get into Amazon or Baba. So just be sure to do your research on it. And you see what we did here. Again, I just did an analysis on it. I may actually buy a few shares in here. I may look to get between 5 and 10 shares. Maybe not this week. I may look for it to come back down, especially seeing that I see it pump up 10% in a day. We see it pumped up 10% in a day. So I definitely don't want to jump in today. And I think that's what I have for you guys today. The most important message for today is recognize what style of investing you want to do. Do you want to be a day trader? Do you want to be a swing trader? Or do you want to be a long-term investor? And going through this market, you have to keep those things in mind. Do not allow the market to scare you off. Do not allow it to make you anxious, because there are going to be bad days and there are going to be good days. And when those good days come, you're going to smile. You're going to love to see them. I mean, we had a good year last year. I did, at least. I know this is new for you guys, but some of us had a good year last year. So you just have to be willing to hold through these things, be ready to actually get through it. And again, you have to have the desire and the faith to educate yourself, to take your time, get in here and be consistent, do the proper research, do the proper investigation, and invest in good companies. Again, faith is our wealthy word of this week. Wealthy word of the week is faith. You have to believe in yourself in order for things to happen. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. And even if others don't, you have to have enough faith in your goal and your mission in order to continue pursuing it. I thank you guys for watching tonight. Hope y'all have a good day, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.